Okay, I'm doing the Indices 4 exercise from MyiMaths. It says rewriting numbers. Rewrite these expressions as a power of the given number. Okay, so we've got 16 to the power of 5, and we want it to be written as 2 to the power of something. Now all of these questions are constructed in such a way that the number we're trying to write it as a power of actually can be written to a certain power to give the number we start with. So for example, 16, I notice, is a power of 2. 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 16 is 2 to the power of 4. So I can replace 16 with 2 to the power of 4, and then I get, instead of 16 to the power of 5, 2 to the power of 4 to the power of 5. And the rule is, when we've got one power raised to another power, that we multiply. So that's the same as 2 to the power of 20, because 4 times 5 makes 20. So I'll just fill that one in on the MyiMaths. 2 to the power of 20. Okay, on to the next one. So similar sort of thing, 9 to the power of 5. We want it written as 3 to the power of something. And I notice that 9 is a power of 3. It's the same as 3 squared, 3 times 3. So I can rewrite the 9 as 3 squared. And instead of 9 to the power of 5, I've got 3 squared to the power of 5. And once again, the rule is multiply the powers. So it's 3 to the 2 times 5 is 10. 3 to the power of 10. Fill that in on the box. Okay, 25 to the power of minus 2. And we want it written as a power of 5. So similar sort of thing again. 25 to the power of minus 2. I notice that 25 is a power of 5. 25 can be written as 5 squared. So I can rewrite that as 5 squared to the power of minus 2. So we've got 5 squared to the power of minus 2, and once again we've got a power raised to another power, and the rule is multiply the powers. So that's 5 to the 2 times minus 2 makes minus 4. 5 to the power of minus 4. So I'll just fill that one in. I wonder where the minus is on this keyboard. There. Okay, good. Okay, this one says 16 to the power of 704, if I'm reading that correctly. Let's just zoom in a bit. I'm not sure I can zoom in with this. 16 to the power of 7 over 4, I'm pretty sure it is. I'll just wipe my board with my fingers. 16 to the power of 7 over 4, and we want it written as 2 to the power of something. It says here 2 to the power of something, and again I notice that 16 is a power of 2. 2 times 2 makes 4, times 2 makes 8, times 2 makes 16, so that's the same as 2 to the power of 4 to the power of 7 over 4. I'm just replacing the 16 with 2 to the power of 4. Once again, the rule is multiply the powers. So 2 to the power of 4 to the power of 7 over 4 is the same as 2 to the power of 4 times 7 over 4. Well, we're multiplying and dividing by 4 there, so they cancel each other out. So that's actually just the same as 2 to the power of 7. So I'll just fill that one in. And the next one, I think that says 8 to the power of minus 7 over 3. 8 to the power of minus 7 over 3. Once again, I notice that 8 is a power of the thing that we want it to be written as a power of. So 8 is a power of 2. 8 is 2 to the power of 3, because 2 times 2 times 2 makes 8. So that's the same as 2 to the power of 3 to the minus 7 over 3. Once again, the rule is multiplying the powers, so it's the same as 2 to the power of 3 times minus 7 over 3. Once again, we've got two things that are cancelling here, because we've got a times 3 here and then a divide by 3 in the fraction, so they kind of cancel each other out, leaving you just with the minus 7. So that's the same as 2 to the power of minus 7. So let's just write that one in here, minus 7 in there. Okay, going up to this one now. I think I'll just wipe my board again. 81 to the power of 6 over 4. And we want it written as 3 to the power of something. And I notice once again that 81 is a power of 3. 3 times 3 makes 9, times another 3 makes 27, times another 3 makes 81. So 81 is in fact the same as 3 to the power of 4. So instead of 81 to the power of 6 over 4, I've got, that's interesting, let's just see if that sorts itself out, there we go. I've got the same, so 3 to the power of 4 to the power of 6 over 4. And once again the rule is multiply the powers, and once again this question has been constructed in such a way that something cancels out, because we've got a times 4 for the 4 here, a divide by 4 here, so they're cancelling each other out, giving you just 3 to the power of 6. So I'll just put a 6 in there. And the next one, 1/7 to the power of 7 equals 7 to the power of something. Well, 1/7 is the same as 7 to the power of minus 1. So that's the same as 7 to the power of minus 1 to the power of 7. And once again multiply the powers, so that's the same as 7 to the power of minus 1 times 7 makes minus 7. So the final answer is 7 to the power of minus 7. Okay, moving on. We have got 1/9 to the power of 3, and we want it written as 3 to the power of something. Well, yet again the question's been constructed so that the number in the original question can be written as a power of the number in the answer. So 9 is a power of 3, so that's the same as 1 over 3 squared to the power of 3. So I've just replaced 9 with 3 squared, because 3 times 3 makes 9. Now remember the rule with negative powers. When you've got a negative power, it means 1 over the corresponding positive power. So what that means is that 1 over 3 to the power of 2 is the same as 3 to the power of minus 2. And then don't forget that's all in a bracket raised to the power of 3. So the whole thing is equal to 3 to the power of minus 2 to the power of 3. And the rule with that is multiply the powers. Minus 2 times 3 makes 6, minus 6 I should say. So the final answer is 3 to the power of minus 6. Just fill that in there. Okay, the next one. 1 over 512 all to the power of 5 is equal to 8 to the power of something. Well, again, more than likely it's been constructed so that 512 is a power of 8. So let's just think about that. I'll just get my phone calculator on that and clear that. So just make sure that's in shot. Okay, just move that over there. So 8 times 8 makes 64, and 64 times 8 makes 512. So 512 is in fact just 8 times 8 times 8. So I can rewrite that whole thing as 1 over 8 cubed, and then the whole thing's in a bracket to the power of 5. Remembering again, when you've got 1 over a positive power, that's the same as the corresponding negative power. So 1 over 8 to the power of 3 is the same as 8 to the power of minus 3. That's all still in a bracket getting raised to the power of 5. So the whole thing's equal to 8 to the power of minus 3 to the power of 5, which is just 8 to the power of minus 15, because the rule is multiply the powers. So I'll just put minus 15 in the box. Minus, I can press the right thing on my computer, there's the minus 15, there it goes. Okay, and the last one, I'll just rub this out again. So we've got 625 to the power of 7 over 2. And we want it written as 5 to the power of something, so more than likely 625 is a power of 5. So let's just think about that. So clear that from before. 5 times 5 is 25, times another 5 makes 125, and times another 5 is 625. So 625 is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, 5 to the power of 4. So that whole thing can be written as 5 to the power of 4 to the power of 7 over 2. Okay, the rule is multiply the powers when you've got one power raised to another. So that's the same as 5 to the power of 28 over 2. 4 times 7 makes 28, and then it's over 2. Remembering with fractions, a fraction multiplied by a number, you're just multiplying on the top. So 4 times 7 makes 28, and then it's over 2. So 5 to the power of 28 over 2, which is the same as 5 to the power of 14, because 28 divided by 2 makes 14. So I'm just going to fill in a 14 on there, and we'll mark it. There we go.